that is money that's being paid back to the city for their loans. I just don't think that this needs to be whitewashed. I do believe that, it needs to be thoroughly reviewed, and then a decision can be made.
Mr. Administrator, can I get your opinion on that, please?
Well, there's a lot of angles to look at. One is that you have public servants who basically are serving as bankers on these loans. And of course, we collect the money, we make a deposit, but it's not a skill set that normal local government employees exercise or should be exercising. So there's staff time that's tied up in administering this program. So this would be a time saver for staff if we didn't have this program. So there would be money saved that direction. When you start to foreclose or you start to exercise your rights as a lien holder, there's legal cost associated with that, legal fees. To ask our attorney or to work with the county on a foreclosure, you're going to have considerable legal fees. And that's something that I think, I can't speak for the board, but I think politically, I think it's a very difficult thing for this board to do. The monies were given originally as a grant with the option of gifting those monies or converting that grant into a loan. The city chose to basically let those go to improvements and convert that into a loan. So you've had folks who've been paying on these loans for years and years, some more than others, admittedly. We know that's the case. Some have paid them off. But the intent, or could have been, the city could have given these grants to make these improvements to these homes, and chose not to, chose to give a low interest loan for the improvements. And so it was a program that the city saw and was the overseer of, and kind of created its own red tape when it didn't have to, but it chose to. The monies that have come into that program, from what I understand, it's before my time, but those monies were given to downtown businesses for improvements to facades on the stores. So the money that's being paid back was then taken and given to businesses. So I think there was some value in having the program and the way that it was orchestrated, and but you know, it very well may be time for us to declare the loans forgiven and move on and get out of the banking business, get rid of a lot of red tape and time the staff has to put into this program, and then convert these funds into contingency funds that can be used for the other projects. The bids for instance, the Brushy Creek Greenway project, we're hoping that's a $2 billion project and no more, but we don't know. And after you get into it, you may see opportunities where you have a change order and you have to spend the money. So all these really are kind of bundled together as a whole. And if you're going to break them out, split them out, you're going to have to then rethink contingencies for the other projects and how you're going to fund Alice Park. So you take some time for us to do that and bring that back to you if that's what you choose to do. But in the end, it's your decision. When I look at the ARPA guidelines, I look at some of these categories. I look at one of them, which was category number 2, negative economic impacts, and listen to some of these: household assistance, food programs, household assistance, rent, mortgage, utility aid, household assistance, cash transfers, household assistance, internet access programs, household assistance, eviction prevention. All these qualify for the monies that have been given to the city by the federal government. But we basically are exercising on forgiveness and recycling those monies back into our own projects and our own programs, which I think is a very creative, innovative way for us to continue to keep the money here in the city. And also, when you think about if you do loan forgiveness, this is one of the few programs that we have that when we know when the loan is forgiven, if you're on a fixed income and you're 75 years old, this actually allows you to keep some of your Social Security money for you to do other things with. Maybe it's buy food, maybe it's pay utility bill. So there really is a direct benefit back to the community by exercising loan forgiveness and then recycling funds to fund these other projects. But it's the council's will and whatever the council chooses. This will also have an impact on our budget, so if we making a decision on this tonight will allow us then to go back and work on our budget, and we're hoping to bring that to you soon. But the decisions you make here tonight will impact our budget. And then later on, the next wave of the second installment could possibly affect your budget too. But this is the first step in trying to put these monies in a good place in the city so we can move things forward. Be glad to answer any questions.
One of the things that I wanted to point out is that the loans were made to improve housing that was, had it been rental property, would have been substandard. And our inspectors would have gone out, seen a substandard situation, and ordered a landlord to correct it. But because these were single-family residential properties that were owner-occupied, there was nobody to tell to correct it. We're not talking about people who borrowed money to put granite countertops in their kitchen or to add a room on. We're talking about people who literally were trying to avoid falling through the floors, whose ceilings were coming in. There was someone who spoke out before telling us to get these lazy people to go back to work. It's kind of hard to turn around to somebody who's in her 80s and living on supplemental Social Security and walking with a walker to go back to work. That doesn't work for me. I can't imagine that comment had been thought through well. I don't like the city being in the banking business. I think we need to get out of it, and I think we need to assist our poor folks in the city.
I'm not sure on this procedure, Mr. Mayor. He made a motion, Mr. Davidson seconded. Can we vote on y'all's?
Yes, you have to vote on their amendment first.
I call for the question.
Call for the question. Okay. And this is.
Point of information, that's on the amendment.
Yeah, it's on the amendment.
It's on the amendment. Okay. All in favor of Mr. Garrison's amendment, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Now we vote on the ordinance.
Yes, sir. Needs to be a call for the question.
Yes.
Or more discussion.
So do we have any more discussion?
I have a question on the money for the senior center facility with YMCA. I just need a clarification. Are those renovations currently underway?
They will be once they're exiting their building they're in now. That building that will be renovated for the senior citizens. And we have a spokesperson from the Y here.
Oh,
Can you give us some clarity on that?
Yeah, so, Mr. Mayor, we are, hopefully, here in the next month, we're willing to break ground on a new Y, build that 12, 14 months, move out of the existing Y and begin renovation on the existing structure, which include the senior center and the child development center.
oh, so you're saying that the new building should be done in a year?
That's what we were told.
Oh.
We were told.
That's fast.
We're saying the summer, next summer, 2023.
And Meals on Wheels will also be a partner in this. The seniors will be reading to the children, the seniors will be, going there for lunches. I mean, it's just a win-win situation for our seniors that are at home, homebound and can't get out. Any other questions?
Questions?
Call for the question. All in favor of this resolution, raise your right hand. Any opposed? So we have two opposed. Okay, to have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All you folks, please come to Greece.
Sam.
Sam. What?